Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. Before we continue with exercise 3.1, let us have a recap of what we have seen in the previous classes. In the previous classes, we have taken down some of the points. I told you that it's useful for us to start with the exercise. Yes children, because without knowing the concepts, we cannot enter to the exercise directly. So you should know what are the different terms and with different concepts that are being involved. So let's have a recap of the different concepts and then we'll come to our exercise 3.1. The first thing that we saw was about the variable. So what is a variable? In simple terms, when you have an equation, suppose you have a expression or equation, I'll just give you an expression here, 3y squared plus 4y plus 8. So here, the letter part is called as the variable. So what is the variable used here? The variable is y. And the constants are the numbers. What is the difference between a variable and a constant? Variable means it can change according to the different value. If you just go on substituting different value for y, suppose I just take this value 4y. If I take y as 1, what I get? I get the value as 4. If I take y as 2, I get the value as 8. If I take y as 3, I get the value as 12. That means the value is not fixed. Variable, it can change. Okay. What about constant? It will never change. The value remains fixed. So what was the definition for variable? A variable is a symbol which can have various numerical values. Just see here. So when I just go on substituting different values, I just get different numerical values. That's what you call as variable. So variable goes on changing according to the different value. And what is the constant? Constant remains same. Suppose I take the number 8. Can I change 8? No, I cannot change 8. 8 will be kept as 8 alone. So 8 will be fixed. So what is the meaning of variable? Variable is a symbol which can have various numerical value, and constant is a symbol which has a fixed numerical value. And also we have seen about algebraic expression. Algebraic expression is a combination of variables and constants. You will be having the letters, you will be having the numbers, and along with this, some of the operations will be added. You know the basic four operations: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. So algebraic expression will be consisting all of this. Okay, children. And we have seen a polynomial. And very important thing for a polynomial, first of all, you will have a variable, you will have a constant, you will be having arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And very, very, very important thing is the power should be a non-negative exponent. How should be the power? It should be a non-negative number. Just see the power here, the power is 2. It is a positive power. What is the power here? It's 1. It is a positive number. So you have to consider only the non-negative power. Non-negative means positive power. If you have a negative power, it will be considered as not a polynomial. If you have a positive power, you can say that it is a polynomial. So what was the definition for polynomial? A polynomial is an arithmetic expression consisting of variables and constants that involves four fundamental arithmetic operations and non-negative integer exponents of variables. So very, very important thing is the power should be a non-negative integer. Clear children? Okay, done. Now, and also we have seen a standard form of polynomial. Always, whenever you present your answer, whenever you go for the different, you have to learn here addition of polynomials, we'll be learning subtraction of polynomials, we'll be learning multiplication of polynomials, we'll be learning division of polynomials. Whenever you do these operations on polynomials, we have to present our answer in a standard form. Okay. Standard form means we just cannot write down the term as we wish. Whenever you write down the answer, first one way is you have to write down it in the increasing order. The degree should go or the power should go from smallest to the highest, or you have to take the power from the highest to the smallest. Small to big or big to small. So when you write down from small to big, you call it as increasing order of the power. Okay. We are just going to see the power. We are just going to focus on the power. So you can write down the power from small to big. You call it as increasing order of the power. Or you can write down the power from big to small, which you call as the decreasing order of the power. Okay, children. So this is a way of writing the standard form of polynomial. So standard form of polynomial is writing the polynomial in the increasing order of power or the decreasing order of power. You can use any one of the order for writing the standard form. Are you getting my point, children? So you have to always follow a particular system when you write a polynomial. That system is called a standard form of a polynomial. That is, you can arrange in the increasing order of power or you can arrange in the decreasing order of power. Okay, children? And then we have seen for a degree of a polynomial, a degree is the highest power of the particular term. So if you know how to find out degree already, we have taken some of the examples yesterday. So you just refer your examples, you will get an idea what is the meaning of degree. So degree is the highest power. And also we have seen some of the different types of polynomials. We had totally 7 types of polynomials. 3 were based on the number of terms and 4 were based on the number of degree, on based on the degree. So based on the terms you have 3. What were they? So based on terms and based on degree. So what were based on terms? First is monomial. Monomial means one term. The polynomial has only one term. Binomial, the polynomial has two term. And trinomial, trinomial means the polynomial has three terms. I told you when you are dealing with the monomial, just think of a monocotyledon seed. Monocotyledon seed, the mango. How many seeds does a mango has? Only one. Yes. So that type of seeds are called as monocotyledon. So mono means what? A single seeded. So here monomial means what? How many terms are there here? Because we are talking on the basis of terms. So polynomial with one term is called monomial. Binocular. You can just think of a binocular. In a binocular, we have two lenses for magnifying a particular view. Yes, children? So bi means two. Binocular. Then you have, yes, we have many things. So binomial. Then we have used the term bisection, angle bisection. What is the meaning of angle bisection? Suppose you draw an angle and if you are told to bisect this angle, bisection means what? You are exactly going to divide into two equal parts. Suppose you are constructing an angle for 40 degree. Suppose this is a 40-degree angle and if you are told to bisect this angle and when you bisect the angle you will get exactly 20 degree, 20 degree. So bisection is 2. Okay, so what is the meaning of binomial? Binomial means a polynomial with two term. So what was monomial? A polynomial with single term or one term is called monomial. A polynomial with two terms are called binomial. A polynomial with three terms are called trinomial. Okay. Now, let's talk about the polynomials based on the degree. We have totally 4 different polynomials based on degree. The first one is constant. The second one is linear. The third one is quadratic. And the fourth one is cubic. So what are the different polynomials based on degree? Constant polynomial, linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial and a cubic polynomial. So what is a constant polynomial? If the degree is 1, a polynomial with degree 1 is called a constant polynomial. A polynomial with degree, here it was 0, yes. What is the meaning of constant? A polynomial with 0 degree. Remember children, do not get confused. Constant means a number. So what I have told you, there is no degree for this. So there is no power. So no power means no degree. So when a polynomial has a 0 degree, you have to call as constant polynomial. And when the polynomial has 1 degree, when the degree is 1, you have to call as linear polynomial. And when the degree is 2, so we have to start from 0, okay? So 0, 1, 2 and 3. So when the degree is 2. When a polynomial has a degree 2, you have to call as quadratic polynomial, or quadratic polynomial. And when a polynomial has a degree 3, you have to call it as cubic polynomial. And already we have written the definitions and the examples for different points. Yes, student? Okay, so that was done in the previous classes, and today we are going to start with our exercise 3.1. So I just want you people to get ready with your classwork, children. Take down your classwork, write on today's date and day, and give the heading as exercise 3.1. Have you taken down your classwork, children? Take down your classwork, write on today's date and day. I hope you people are following the rules and regulations that I have told you. Whenever you start a new page or whenever you continue with a new page, you people have to draw a margin and a rough column. Do not forget this, children. Every page should have a rough column and a margin. No page is there without a margin and a rough column. Assure that. Okay. Are you ready, children? So write on the heading as exercise 3.1 and take on the first question. Which of the following expressions are polynomials? If not, give reason. They're asking if not, give reason. So if it is a polynomial, no need to say about the reason. We can just say it is a polynomial. Suppose the given expression is not a polynomial, you have to write down the reason why it is not a polynomial. And I hope you have already written a table for the polynomial questions, eh, children? So you would have got an idea how which expressions are polynomial and which expressions are not polynomial. Okay, let us do with sum number 1. Read the question. Which of the following expressions are polynomials? If not, give reason, write down properly. Which of the following expressions are polynomials? If not, give reason. Write out the first subpart 1 upon x square plus 3x minus 4. Write on the first subpart 1 upon x square plus 3x minus 4. Exercise 3.1, question number 1, the first sum. 1 upon x square three x minus 4. Take another question. Okay. Now here you have 1 upon x square plus 3x minus 4. Now x square, this is 1 upon x square. I don't want x square in the denominator part. So this x square will come in the numerator part. So what happens to this expression? It will turn to x raised to minus 2. So how is this written? We have seen the law of indices. A raised to minus m is 1 upon a raised to m. So what is the meaning of a raised to minus m? It is 1 upon a raised to m. So we have in the form of 1 upon a raised to m. Do not write down in this form. You have to write down this form. So 1 upon x square means it will be written as x raised to minus 2. If you have 1 upon x raised to 3, what is the meaning of this? X raised to minus 3. 2 upon x raised to 5. What is 2 upon x raised to 5? It is 2 into x raised to minus 5 because 2 is present here. Yes, in the numerator part, what will happen to 1 upon x raised to 5? It will change to x raised to minus 5. So what do you get there? X raised to minus 5. So I get 1 upon x cube means it will change to x raised to minus 3. X raised to 5 means it will change to x raised to minus 5. So now here what you have? You have 1 upon x square. So how are you going to write down 1 upon x square? 1 upon x square will be written as x raised to minus 2. Clear, children? Okay, done. And write down the remaining thing as it is here. There is no problem. I can copy the remaining terms as it is. I just want you people to take down this law here. Write down. So here it is in the form of a raised to m. So I'll put here a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. So 1 upon a raised to m is written as a raised to minus m. So what is a here? X. What is m here? 2. So how are you going to write down the answer? A raised to minus m. So what was A, children? X. What is m? 2. So what do you get? A raised to minus, that is x raised to minus 2. A is x, m is 2. You get x raised to minus 2 plus 3x minus 4. So now I have to write down whether this particular expression is a polynomial or not. Is it a polynomial? No, it is not a polynomial. Why? Because here a negative power is there. What was the definition for polynomial? It should have a variable, okay, done. It should have a constant, okay, done. It has the arithmetic operation, okay, done. We have addition and we have subtraction. But the condition was it should have a non-negative power. Non-negative power means what? It should have a positive power. But here what is the power? Minus 2. The power is negative. You should not have a negative power for all polynomial. So just mention here. Another reason, it is not a polynomial because it has a negative power. Because it has a negative power. We can say because, okay, it has a negative power. Okay, no problem. It has a negative. So what about the power? Power is negative. Since the power is negative, you cannot say this is a polynomial. Okay, children. Okay, let's go for the next sum. X square into x minus 1. And on second one, x square into x minus 1. X square into x minus 1. Here, first of all, you have to add this here. You have to open the bracket, not add over here. You have to open the bracket, and after opening the bracket only, you have to determine whether it's a polynomial or not. So just open the bracket. X square into x. Be careful when you open the bracket. X square into x. What is x square into x? Already you have 2x, and now here you are going to multiply one more x. So total number of x, 3x. You get your x cube. X square into x, x cube. 2x and 1x. So totally 3x. So you have to write down x cube. Don't write 3x. X square into x. X cube minus x square. X square into 1 square. I get the answer x cube minus x square. So is it a polynomial? Yes, it is a polynomial because you have variables. You don't have a negative power here. Yes, since there is no negative power, you can say it is a polynomial. So write down it is a polynomial. So no need to mention any reason. I have told you that if it is a polynomial, no need to mention the reason. And if it is not a polynomial, you have to show the reason. They are saying that if not, give reason. If not, give reason. So write down x square into x minus 1. So when you multiply x square into x, you get x cube. And x square into 1 is x square. So you have x cube minus x square. So it is a polynomial. Okay, children, mark the homework questions. The homework is from exercise 3.1, question number 1. I have completed the first and the second subpart. You are going to complete the third and the fourth and the fifth. Okay, third, fourth, fifth. 3, 4, 5. Your homework is to complete 3, 4, 5. Have you marked the homework questions? So just complete 3, 4, 5. Just read the expressions carefully and complete your answer. Okay, children, I just want you to give you one more idea over here, which will be helpful for you to complete your homework sum. If it is 1 upon x square, we wrote as x raised to minus 2. Okay, done. If you have 1 upon x raised to minus 2, you have 1 upon x raised to minus 2. If the power is negative in the denominator part, and when it comes to the numerator part, it will turn to positive. So what will be the power here? X square. So 1 upon x square is x raised to minus 2. So what will be the value for 1 upon x raised to minus 2? It will be x square. Okay, children? Minus 2 will change to plus 2. And plus 2 will change to minus 2. So you just can use these ideas for doing your homework. So now we have one more sum left. Yes? What was it? Sixth sum. Let's do the sixth sum. Write on the sixth sum. M square minus cube root of m. Be careful. M square minus cube root of m plus 7m minus 10. So what do you have here? M square minus cube root of m plus 7m minus 10. Have you taken out the expression? What is the expression? M square minus cube root of m plus 7m minus 10. Okay, now children, let's check whether it is a polynomial or not. Now, here we are having m square and this is cube root of m. And already we have written the fractional index. Yes, children, when we started with our, when we were doing our second lesson, we did a fractional index. We have written the fractional form of the root. Yes. So how you get here? M square minus, this is root 3. So m, you have to write here 1 by 3 plus 7m minus. So what do you get there? M square minus. So cube root will be written as, let's tell you what is that. You write on there m square minus m raised to 3 by 2. Now the steps, children. So this was 1 by 3 only, children. Just make it 1 by 3. Not get confused. I thought it's 1 by 3 only. You have to write down 1 by 3 only there. Cube root of 1, cube root of m will be written as 1 by 3. You can just refer to page number 62, children. Just come to 62. We'll just study something in detail about the fractional index and then we'll move to the sum. Just come to page 62 first of all and then we'll go to the sum. Okay, have you taken down page 62? So you have a question there. The first subpart, you can just refer your first subpart. It's root 3. How to write root 3? Just see. If you have root of m, I'll just write down in terms of m, okay? Because should not get confused with this part. 1 by 3 only, that's correct. So if you have a root m here, I have told you that what is the number present here? 2. If nothing is mentioned in the index part, it should be taken as 2. So how to write on this? This will be written as m raised to 1 by 2 because 2 is present here. Now you have cube root of m. That was this part. Yes. When you have cube root of m, you have to write down m and you have to write down this in the form of 1 by 3. So cube root of m means m raised to 1 by 3. Then if you have fourth root of m, it will be written as m raised to 1 by 4. Getting the point, children? So what will be the value for cube root of m? Cube root of m will be written as m raised to 1 by 3. So please make a changes over here, children. Cube root of m is m raised to 1 by 3. So just remember this method. So if you have square root of m, it will be written as m raised to half. What is present here? 2 is present. So you have to write m raised to half. If you have cube root of m, you have to write m raised to 1 by 3. And if you have cube root of, that is fourth root of m, this is square root, cube root, square root of m, cube root of m and fourth root of m. Okay, children? So be careful for expressing the root in forms of fraction. So cube root of m will be written as m raised to 1 by 3 plus 7m minus 10. Now the question was check whether it is a polynomial or not. What about this? It is not a polynomial. It is not a polynomial. Why it is not a polynomial? Because you are having a power in the form of fraction. How is the power? The power is in the form of fraction. You don't want the fraction. You want an integer part. Or was it? You should have a non-negative integer. That means you should only have a number part like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. But you don't want a fraction. It is not a polynomial. It is not a polynomial because one of the power is fraction. One of the power is in the form of fraction. Right on the explanation, children? M square minus m raised to 1 by 3. So how you get 1 by 3 there? We are writing the cube root in terms of fraction. So cube root will be written as m raised to 1 by 3. So write down the answer. It is not a polynomial because one of the, can you see there? It's one of the power is in the form of fraction. So if you have a fraction, you say that it is not a polynomial. Write down the answer. So we have completed the first subpart. Yes, children? So totally 6 subparts were there. We have done 3 in our classwork and 3 is for you as homework. So are you clear with the first part? So whenever you call, so when you call a particular expression as a polynomial, it should contain a non-negative integer. Okay, children? There should be no negative power. Only a positive power should be there. If you have a negative power, it is not a polynomial. If you have a fraction power, it is not polynomial. Okay, children? So just keep this in your mind and you have to write on the answer. So cube root of m will be written as m raised to 1 by 3 and you will get the answer as not a polynomial. Reason is one of the power is in the form of fraction. Okay, done. So we have completed our first question from exercise 3.1 and I have told you to complete the second question, the third question and the fourth question as homework. So I hope you would have done this. Now let us come to the fifth question. Write down the fifth question. Write down the fifth question, children. Add the following polynomials and find the degree of the resultant polynomial. Write down the fifth question. Write down the question properly. Add the following polynomial and find the degree of the resultant polynomial. So write down the first one. It's p of x is equal to 6x square minus 7x plus 2. Okay, and qx. They have given you two polynomial. One is px and one is qx. What is qx? 6x cube minus 7x plus 15. Let's add the polynomial. The first one is 6x square minus 7x plus 2, that is px. And what is qx? 6x cube minus 7x plus 6x cube. Have you taken on the question? Now let's go for the addition. The thing is you have to add the following polynomials. So they're saying that two polynomials are given to you. What is the first polynomial given to you? P of x. That is 6x square minus 7x plus 2. And one more polynomial is there, qx. That is 6x cube minus 7x plus 15. Okay, let's add these two polynomials. So be careful when you write down the polynomials. Okay, so we have to arrange. That is the only the thing here. So once we arrange the polynomial in a proper way, the addition becomes very easy. Okay, children. So let me arrange the first part. So I'm just going to write down 6x square. Please give a proper spacings when you add. So 6x square minus 7x plus 2. Okay, done. So I have just written 6x square minus 7x plus 2. I have written the first polynomial. Now let me write the second polynomial. Now for the second polynomial, here the power was 2, power was 1 and power was 0. So 2, 1, 0. Now here the power is 3. So that means 3 is there but 2 is not present. Okay. So what you are going to do is here, children, I am going to start here 6x cube. There is no power for 2. So I will write down here this is equal to 6x cube plus 0x square minus 7x plus 15. 2, 1, 0. Power is 2, power is 1, power is 0. Power is 3, power is 2, power is 1, power is 0. So standard form, everything is there. 2, 1, 0, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. So what I have done, I have changed the polynomial. How I have changed? So 6x cube minus 7x plus 15 was there. Which term is missing? XY term is missing. Here cube is there, then square should be there, yes. But there is no square. So I am just adding here 6x cube plus 0x square. So I am adding x square, but be careful. You have to write the coefficient 0. Okay. What should be the value for coefficient? 0. So 0 into x means 0. Yes, we will get a 0 value. So how to change this? 6x cube plus 0x square minus 7x plus 15. Okay, now shall we arrange this? Let us arrange the polynomials. So I get here 6x cube plus 0x square minus 7x plus 15. I have just arranged that. Put a main sign as plus because you are going to add the polynomial. So arrangement is very important, children. Once you arrange it properly, everything becomes easier. But if you just make a mistake in arrangements, everything goes wrong. So be careful when you arrange the terms. So 6x square minus 7x plus 2, and for the second polynomial square term was missing. So what I have done is I have just added a term, that is x square term I have added. Be careful to put a 0. Okay, coefficient. So I get 6x cube, x square term, a number and a number, constant and a constant. Okay, done. Shall we go for the calculations? And whenever you go for the calculation part, children, you can just proceed from any direction you want. You can just start from the right or you can start from the left. Because when you go for the normal addition or the normal subtraction, we follow from the left. Yes, children? That is, we start from the ones place and we move forward. But here, that's not a matter. You can just start from the first and we can get the answer. So I'm just going to start from the first here. So 6x cube is without any other number. Only one number is there. So it will be taken as it is 6x cube. 6 plus 0. Just see the sign. Okay. 6 plus 0. So what is 6 plus 0? It is 6. So I get the answer plus 6x square. What is 6 plus 0? 6x square. You know what? When you add a 0 to any number, you get the same answer. Be careful to write the variables also. So 6x cube plus 6x square. Now, let us go for the next term. Minus 7. Children, what is the answer, children? Minus plus. What is minus plus? 7 plus 7. 7 plus 7. 14. 7 2s are 14. Okay. 14. Since two negative signs are there, the answer will be negative. Minus is plus. The sign of the bigger number. You have both the numbers equal, yes. So you have to write down the minus sign and you have to write down the variable part, that is x. So I get minus 14x. Are you clear? 6x cube, 6x square minus 14x. Coming to the last part, 2 plus 15. Very easy calculation. What is 2 plus 15? 17. Plus 2 plus 15. So no need to worry about the sign. I get the answer as plus 17. So what is the answer we have found? We have found the answer as 6x cube plus 6x square minus 14x plus 17. Now, this is your answer. Okay, agree. But along with this answer, they are asking you to find out the degree of the resultant polynomial. You have to write out the degree. What is the meaning of the degree? Highest power. What is the power here? 3. What is the power here? 2. What is the power here? 1. What is the power here? 0. If no degree is mentioned, you have to take it as 0. So what is the power? For the first term, power is 3. For the second term, power is 2. For the third term, power is 1. And for the last term, power is 0. So which is the biggest power here? Which is the highest power here? 3 is the highest power. So what is the degree? Degree is 3. Write down. Therefore, degree of the polynomial so this is your answer. I hope you are clear with the addition part, children, addition of polynomial. So this is how you are going to add the polynomial. You have to write down the first polynomial. You have to see the second polynomial. If any of the term is missing, just put the terms and you have to arrange them properly and you have to get your answer. Done. So degree of the polynomial is 3. So how to find out the degree of the polynomial? You have to just see the highest power. So what is the highest power here? Highest power is 3. So degree is 3. Taken down the answers, children? Okay. So I just want you people to complete the remaining two sums from addition. So question number 5, the second and the third we will be doing as homework. Okay, children? Second and the third, be careful when you deal with the different signs. Okay? Addition means sometimes you have plus minus, minus plus, you may have minus minus, you may have plus plus. So be careful with the signs and just take down the proper sign. Okay? So when you write the answer, the sign of the bigger number should be the sign. So the answer was 6x cube plus 6x square minus 14x plus 17, and we have already taken on the degree. So we have completed question number 5, first subpart, and I have given you the second subpart and the third subpart as homework. Okay, children, now let's come to the next question. Take down question number 6. Take down question number 6. Subtract the second polynomial from the first polynomial and find the degree of the resultant polynomial. Again here, the first part we dealt with the addition. Yes, children? The second part you are going to deal with the subtraction, and the third question is for multiplication. Yes. No, third sum is based on the problems and then you have multiplication. So in this exercise you will be dealing with addition, subtraction and multiplication. Okay, I hope you have taken on this. Let's come to the sixth question. Come to question number 6, the first subpart. Subtract the second from the first. Subtract the second from the first. Okay, from the first. So you have to write down first polynomial first and the second polynomial second. Because, okay, I'll just explain you this term. Suppose the question is subtract 10 from 15. Subtract 10 from 15. So from 15, that means you are going to subtract 10. You are going to remove 10, but you are going to remove 10 from whom? From 15. So 15 minus 10 will be the correct way of writing the sum. Okay, you have to write 15 minus 10. You have to solve and you have to get the answer. Suppose, now here how is the question? Subtract second polynomial from the first polynomial. Subtract second polynomial from the first polynomial. Subtract second from first. So you are going to subtract second polynomial. Okay, you are going to remove second polynomial from what? From the first polynomial. So you have to write first polynomial minus second polynomial. The first polynomial minus second polynomial. Clear with the part? So if you have subtract 10 from 15, you are going to remove 10 from 15. So 15 minus 10. Subtract second polynomial from the first polynomial. So first polynomial minus second polynomial. Okay, I hope you are clear with the question, children. Let us take the first sum. Let's take the first sum here. P of x is equal to 7x square plus 6x minus 1. Okay. P of x is equal to 7x square plus 6x minus 1. And also they have given you the value for qx. What is qx given to you? 6x minus 9. Okay, this is given to us. P of x is 7x square plus 6x plus 1. 6x minus 1. And qx is 6x minus 9. 7x square plus 6x minus 1 and 6x minus 9. So here the thing is subtract the second from the first step. So you have to write down the first polynomial first. So 7x square plus 6x minus 1. This is the first polynomial. Now in the second polynomial it is 6x minus 9. Very simple. Just put here 6x minus 9. The main sign is minus. Write on the position, write on the order of the terms properly. So 7x square plus 6x minus 1 and 6x minus 9. So 2x is 6x minus 9. Okay. So you are going to do the subtraction. Now here, just follow the step properly. When you have addition, very simple thing, we never change the sign. Now when you have the main sign as minus, you have to change the sign of the second polynomial. The second polynomial means the polynomial which is written down. So what is the polynomial here now? 6x minus 9. This is the first part. This is the top part and this is the bottom part. So you are going to change the position of the second part. So now you have to change the sign. This is plus 6x. So plus 6x will change to minus 6x. What was the sign of 6 here? It is plus. So you will change it as minus. So you can just write down the minus sign below here. And now what is the sign of 9 here? The sign is minus. So minus will change to plus. Remember to change the sign whenever you are dealing with the subtraction part. When you are doing addition, when you are doing multiplication, no need to worry about the sign. But when you do the subtraction, we have to change the sign of the second part. Okay, this is the first part, this is the second part. So this is plus 6. So plus 6 will change to minus 6x. That is plus 6x will change to minus 6x and minus 9 will change to plus 9. Okay children, let me go for the calculation. This is a single term, so no need to worry. I'll get 7x square. Okay, done. 6x minus 6x. This is plus 6 minus 6. What happens to plus 6 and minus 6? It will get cancelled. You will get plus 6x minus 6x cancel. And now what is here? That is coming to the last part. Minus 1 plus 9. Don't take the old sign. You have to take the new sign. So you have minus 1 plus 9. What do you have? Minus 1 plus 9. Minus plus minus. So what is 9 minus 1? 8. Okay, done. So I got the answer as 8. Which is the bigger number here? 9 is the bigger number. What is the sign for 9? Plus. So the answer is plus 8. So I get here plus 8. So what is the answer children? The answer is 7x square plus 8. What is the polynomial? 7x square plus 8. That's the answer. You can write down here answer 7x square plus 8. Okay, because there is a gap over here. So I have just written the answers once again. Write the answer here 7x square plus 8. Okay, you have to write the degree of the resultant polynomial also. They are asking you the degree also. Highest power is 2. Here it is 0. So what is the degree? Degree is 2. Write down. Therefore, degree of the polynomial. Degree of the polynomial is 2. 7x square plus 8. Therefore, degree of the polynomial is 2. Are you clear with the subtraction part children? So we have two polynomials and they have given you the condition that second has been subtracted from the first. So write on the first and the second later on. Then when you do the subtraction, you have to change the sign of the second part. The plus 6x will change to minus 6x. Minus 9 will change to plus 9. Then you have to do the calculation and you get the answer as 7x squared plus 8. I'll be just doing one more sum so that you will be clear with this concept. So let us take on the second subpart from question number 6, which is the next page children. Take on the second subpart. Okay. Okay, we'll do the second subpart, no problem. The third subpart will be your homework, okay children, because we will be doing 2 sums in the classwork and you have to try out one more sum as homework. So from question number 6, the third subpart is your homework, okay. I'll be doing the second one, you are going to do the third one. Shall we take on the question children? Come on, let's do the sum. Very simple, only the thing is the arrangement and the calculation, that's all. So you have a question here, Hz is equal to, okay, we were talking about the second one, yes. Third one is your homework. F of y is equal to 6y square minus 7y plus 2. 6y square minus 7y plus 2, and g of y is equal to 7y plus y. 7y plus y. Fy is 6y square minus 7y plus 2, and gy is 7y plus y cube. Let's go with the work. But before going with the sum, let us fill some of the incomplete details over here. Now this is in the form of 2, 1, 0. Okay, we have 2, the power is 1, the power is 0 here. Now here, some of the terms are missing. Some of the powers are missing. You see here, you have y cube, you don't have square part. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'll write y cube. Because this is addition, so no need to worry. I'll write y cube first. No y square term. So I'll put here 0 y square, y cube square, then 1, that is plus 7y. Okay. And you can have no constant is there, means you can put 0. No need to put 0, we can just keep adding. So what I have done, I have just arranged them in an order. So I have written in the descending order. I have taken the biggest power cube, y cube, no square term is there, so 0 y square, 7y, keep 7y as it is. So you have to subtract. Yes, student. So let us write down the power properly, the polynomial properly. Write down the power also properly. Power, 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 power. So be careful when you arrange the numbers. So 6y square minus 7y plus 2. So I have written the first polynomial, 6y square minus 7y plus 2. Okay. Now you are going to write on the second polynomial. Be careful when you arrange the terms. Okay. So here you have y cube. Okay, one extra is there. So bring here y cube plus 0y square plus 7y. No term is here. So you can just put here 0. If you want, you can add here 0. So write down the terms carefully. Write down the polynomials properly. 6y square minus 7y plus 2. And what you have? The second polynomial as y cube plus 0y square plus 7y plus 0. Okay. Now we have to go for the first step. Whenever you go for the subtraction, the first step is to change the sign of the second part. This is the first part, 6y square minus 7y plus 2. You are not going to do anything to this polynomial. You have going to change the sign for the second part. That is y cube plus 0y square plus 7y plus 0. So now what is the sign for y cube? It is plus. So plus will change to minus. You just put here minus. So y cube, a plus y cube will change to minus y cube. This is plus 0. So plus will change to minus. What's going to happen? The sign is going to change. The plus will change to minus. Again you have plus. Here no sign is mentioned. Yes, children. If there is no sign means you have to take it as plus. Just think that. Don't just imagine from where ma'am is putting minus. So here no sign is there means it is considered as positive number. So plus will change to minus. Plus will change to minus. Again I have plus sign. So it will change to minus. Again I have plus. So I have to put here minus. So I have all the signs to be minus. I have changed all the sign. So minus, 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 minus. Okay, now we are going to go for the answer. Let us do the sum. So now there is no pair. There is nothing to be done for y cube. So just going to write down this as minus y cube. Remember to take the new sign. You are not going to take the old sign. You are going to take the new sign. So what is the new sign here? Minus. What is the term here? Y cube. So I get minus y cube. Okay. Now 6 minus 0. If you add 0 or you subtract 0, you are going to get the same answer. So 6 minus 0. What is 6 minus 0? 6. What will be the sign? 6 minus 0. What is the answer? 6 plus 6. Okay. So put here plus 6y square. Are you clear with the sign, children? 6 minus 0. What is 6 minus 0? 6. That is plus 6 only. Yes. 6y square. Coming to the next term. Minus 7. Minus 7. Don't take plus 7. Okay. You should take minus 7 and you should take the new sign. What is the new sign we have got here? Minus 7. So what is minus 7 minus 7? Minus 14. Minus minus plus. Okay. Sign of the number minus. I get minus 14y. So what do you get? Minus 7y minus 7y minus 14y and 2 minus 0. What is 2 minus 0? 2. I get a plus 2. So what is the answer, children? Minus y cube plus 6y square minus 14y plus 2. Are you clear with the answer? I'll explain to you once again this sum. Listen to the steps. So first of all, you have to write on the first polynomial 6y square minus 7y plus 2. Write on the second polynomial. Here some terms were missing, so I just added the 0 part there. So y cube, y square was missing, so I have added 0y square. And a constant part was missing. That is, here 2 is there, here no number is there, so I have just added 0. So now I am just arranging it properly. So y cube, 0y square, 7y, 0. Now since we are dealing with the subtraction, you have to change the sign of the second part. So plus will change to minus, plus will change to minus, plus will change to minus, and plus will change to minus. So here only one term is there, so you are going to take that term as it is along with the new sign. So minus y cube, 6 minus 0. What is 6 minus 0? 6y square. Minus 7 minus 7. Don't take the old sign. Minus 7 minus 7. Minus minus plus. So 14. Here both the signs are negative. So the answer will be negative. Minus 14y. 2 minus 0. That is 2. Here already I have given you some sums for homework on integers. Eh, children? And so many have tried that sums. Okay. So I hope you are clear with the integers and you know how to solve the sums with different signs. Okay. So just do it properly. So we have completed question number 6, the second subpart. And what is your homework? The third subpart will be a homework. Let us have once again in detail about the homework part. So you're going to complete the third subpart, the fourth subpart, and the fifth subpart from question number 1. Then you're going to complete the second subpart and the third subpart from question number 5. And you're going to complete the third subpart from question number 6. So totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 questions for homework. We are going to complete this and we will be continuing with the remaining sums in the next class. And before I stop the class, I just want you people to do one more thing over here. For the second subpart, we have not written the degree part. Yes. So we have not done the degree part. I have just completed the answer part. So your work is to complete the degree also. So you have to just write down here the degree part also. And this is also your homework. Okay, children. So what is your homework? You have to complete the sums that I have told you. And you have to complete the degree of the second subpart. I hope you people can do the degree for the second subpart. Okay, children. Okay, so let's continue with the remaining sums in the next class.